French has many fundamentals that are simple to comprehend once the alphabet is well known. Basic words and phrases in French include question words, personal pronouns, days of the week, months, time words, greetings and farewells, and numbers. Question words in French are known as interrogative words, and they ask questions that cannot be answered with a simple yes or no. They're useful for specifying the context of a sentence and indicating how the receiver of the question should respond. What can be expressed in multiple ways, depending on context. Quoi, informal. Que, formal. And qu'est-ce que and qu'est-ce qui for fixed expressions. Who is qui. When is quand. Where is où. Why is pourquoi. How is comment. And how much or how many is combien. At the same time, we can ask the question which in French is followed by a noun and functions as an interrogative adjective, meaning it must agree in gender and number with the noun. Quelle is masculine singular, quelle is feminine singular, quelle is masculine plural, and quelle is feminine plural. All are pronounced the same, and so their gender tells them apart. Then, French has personal pronouns, which are replacements for proper names of people. J'ai, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, il, il. While these pronouns may be simple, they don't translate directly to English. Il means he, and elle means she. But since all French nouns are masculine or feminine, the pronouns can also mean it. The pronoun on is also different because it can refer to one, people, or you in general phrases, like saying, one should know French. People should watch this video. You never know. In addition, on can also mean we in spoken French, which is very common but informal. It may be strange considering that the pronoun nous is already used for we, but it's formal. Moreover, they in French can be masculine or feminine, which English doesn't have, but the tricky part is that the words are pronounced like he and she, because final consonants are silent. Context will tell the difference, along with verb conjugations. Furthermore, vous means you all, which English formally doesn't have, but I will still include it. Apart from meaning you all, vous can also be used to refer to formal people, like Mr. or Mrs., so the pronoun is a formal you. Aside from these pronouns in the personal form, French can change them when put in the form of object pronouns, possessive pronouns, or any other form. These pronouns indicate the grammatical person, gender, and number of the noun they replace. For now, it's better to show them but not describe them, as they need separate videos for explanation. Then, French has the days of the week. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. While English capitalizes the words, we don't need to do it in French, unless it's the first word in a sentence. Then, French has the months. Janvier, février, mars, avril, mai, juin, juillet, août, septembre, octobre, novembre, décembre. Just like with days, the months in French are not capitalized, unless it's the first word in a sentence. Then, French has common time words, like seconde, minute, heure, jour, semaine, mois, année, hier, aujourd'hui, demain. Then, French has a lot of useful greetings and farewells. These phrases can be very useful when speaking the language and meeting new ideas. Common initial greetings are bonjour, bon matin, bon après-midi, bonsoir, and bonne nuit, which are used to explain the time of day. Secondary greetings that are used for meeting people can be comment allez-vous, comment vas-tu, comment ça va, vous allez bien, ça va, ça gaz, quoi debout, ça roule, ça baigne. While some of these phrases have an English equivalent, not all have the same meaning due to their literal translation. Some introductions can be Bonjour, comment vous appelez-vous? Comment tu t'appelles? Très heureux. Enchanté. Bienvenue. Again, not all have the same meaning because of literal translation. Phrases that express gratitude are bien, merci. Très bien, merci. Pas mal. Comme d'hab. Ça va bien. Common farewells are au revoir, salut, à plus tard, bonne journée, bon après-midi, bonne soirée, and bonne nuit. Finally, French has numbers that are spelled and pronounced like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Numbers past 10 are 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Here, this is where numeration in French becomes tricky. The numbers 17, 18, and 19 are formed by combining 10, 10 with 6, 7, 8, 8, and 9, 9, respectively. This differs from the numbers 11 through 16, but most importantly, this system aligns with how the numbers 70, 80, and 90 are constructed in French, using multiples of 20. Numbers 20 through 69 follow a traditional pattern with names for each multiple of 10 and combinations with units, using a hyphen, like 23, 24, 30, 40, 50, 60. However, numbers 70 through 99 have the vigesimal base 20 system. 70 is 70, 60, 10. 80 is 80, 4 20s, and 90 is 90, 4 20s, 10. French retains a vigesimal base 20 counting system for these numbers because of historical influence from the Celtic languages spoken in Gaul before the Roman conquest. While the Romans introduced a decimal base 10 system, traces of the older vigesimal system persisted, particularly in 70, 80, and 90. It's believed that the Celts counted using both fingers and toes, leading to the adoption of base 20 in their counting system. Still, it's not exactly known why these terms appeared at the time, because the French Academy rejected the words septante, octante, and nonante, which had been dominant. Nonetheless, these words can be used in Belgium or Switzerland, but in France, the vigesimal system is used. So, numbers 70 through 79 are 70, 60, 10, 71, 60, 11, 72, 60, 12, and so on. As a note, we have to add I between the 10 and the unit when using 1, like 21, 31, and all the way to 71. Numbers 80 through 89 are 80, 4 20s, 81, 4 20s and 1, 82, 4 20s and 2, and so on. These numbers can be tricky because I is not needed, and also because is dropped. 80 is 4 20s, as in 4 times 20, but 81 is 4 21, as in 4 times 20 plus 1, and so on. Numbers 90 through 99 are 90, 4 20s plus 10, 91. Four 20s plus 11. 92. Four 20s plus 12, and so on. Numbers 100 and higher are spelled and pronounced like this: 100, 1000, million, milliard. When adding numbers to these numbers, like 200, hyphens will no longer be needed. At last, French has ordinal numbers that are spelled and pronounced like this: premier, deuxième, troisième, quatrième, cinquième, sixième, septième, huitième, neuvième, and dixième. Such numbers are formed by adding yim to the corresponding cardinal number, but the main exception is first, which is premier, masculine, or première, feminine. In French, ordinal numbers also have gender, but only the first two. Première, première. Second, seconde. The rest of the ordinal numbers, third and above, are invariable in their base form, but they will take gendered articles or other determiners to agree with the noun they modify. Listing numbers past dixième is too excessive, as they will also get yim with little spelling changes. Overall, these are basic words, phrases, and fundamentals in French.